I took away a couple things. Probably the biggest takeaway for me was seeing how the different organizations and how the different parts of the city of Athens, Georgia were able to work together to get certain things accomplished. And I walked away from that trip feeling like, man, that's something we should be able to get done here in Columbia.
Workforce development's going to be the one that hits closest to home. It's what Quest Tech does a ton of. And so just getting to hear what different cities and communities are doing and how they're trying to draw together and provide a better, more educated workforce, that was neat to hear.
I have to say the most impactful thing that I learned was actually the homeless situation that existed there in Athens and how they were able to overcome that. Because, as we're dealing with our homeless scholars, they present unique situations to us, and just being able to see that, again, they're able to navigate that issue of homelessness and be successful. And I thought that's something that would definitely be of great help to us here in Columbia, as well as we have also a phenomenal program led by Mr. Cole.
I think the most impactful thing was probably being part of conversations that happen here in Columbia and seeing them happen in other locations and how they tackle the same issues that we have. I think that really is an impactful thing when you see other people with the same challenges and the same wins. Like how are we all thriving in the world that we live in today, but just in different environments, and then bringing that information back here to Columbia and seeing that put into action. And I'm really excited about how we can really make an impact with the things that we learned, that we saw, that we heard, and really make that a difference here. So I think is my position here in Columbia. I've been here for 5 years, and so I think this was a really good time for me to build those relationships with people that I've known but not really known. So I've had connections with people through projects that I've worked on, but really to sit down and have meaningful conversations about things that either I'm passionate about or that they're passionate about, things that we have mutual interests in, and really just broadening our conversations and being able to come back home and be able to continue that conversation. I think that was a really empowering moment when it was like, oh, we had a conversation, well, let's keep going. There was no reason to stop. And that was just very intentional time. And I think having that intentional time away from the day-to-day busyness really allowed us to have those connections. And I'm really excited to see how we can make those stronger as we move through the year.
More of what I brought back was just the relationships and just the ability to, reach out to people that I had never met. I may have heard of them or who they were or whatever in the past. But just being able to go, oh no, we sat and had dinner together this one night. If I call, they're going to pick up or they're going to call back, and we can have that relationship. And, I can ask questions that I know they have a specialty in, or we could go through something, follow up on a conversation that I know happened down there. And that's been really nice coming back, especially after just, year one.
Oh, absolutely. By far, that strengthened relationships. I got a chance to be, in a space away from Columbia with people that I already knew and some people that I did not know. So I think it made those relationships that much stronger, and it created some new relationships that I've actually been able to call on since that time. And I always start my emails with, hey, we were in Athens together on the leadership trip.
Well, I would say probably now looking back, a big connection would be Jen Hedrick with SOA Architecture. So she sits on the Ready board, and recently Ready implemented a new position called a Business Development Specialist. And that's actually modeled after a trip that they took to Tuscaloosa. And I now have that position, and Jen was part of the board that made the decision that I was a good candidate. So I think just getting to know her a little bit better and her being able to see my true passion for Columbia was probably very helpful in her being confident that I could do a good job for Ready.
I think it's important that we have strong collaboration with our schools and our business communities, and we look forward to reaching out even more. Right now we're in the midst of having remodeling of our career center, and a part of that now, because of the interactions that I had, is that now I can reach out to certain businesses and really tried to promote a career pathway that would allow our scholars to, when they matriculate, they can now seek employment, even do internships in these businesses. I think those connections are very important and are vital to the success of our career center.